You know I'm laughing at my girl, MA. Oh God, I gotta bring you up. I love it so hard. I can't look at you. Hype squad captain over here. Look at, okay, thank you for representing MA. Thank you. I see you, Amy, flashing the phone. Okay, MA, that was great. I had to pin you. Girl, this is amazing. Hey everyone. Whew, how are you doing today? I am nervous. I got like sweatiness and sweaty palms. Whoever tells you that like once you do it, it gets easier is a big old liar. That is not correct. But apparently, as I've been told by numerous friends who have like trying to keep me steady today, they say if you care about something, you're gonna have the feelings, right? Apparently, I care about this a whole bunch because I got a whole bunch of feelings. So I would just love to welcome you. I would love if you put in the chat where are you coming from today? Where are you in the world? I'm in Washington, the Pacific Northwest of the US of A. That's where I'm coming from. It's a little cloudy today. Nobody's surprised here in the Pacific Northwest. Let me open the chitty chat box. We got some NYC, Miami, Alaska, Vancouver, BC, Texas, Chicagoland, Kentucky, Los Angeles, Arizona, West Virginia, Olympia. I got a tender spot for the Olympia. All right, let's see. Vermont, Florida, Arizona, England, near London, Michigan, Portlandia. Yes. Let's see, Grand Forks, BC, California, London, heat wave, Italy, Centralia. Yes, I got a homegirl representing in the Centralia. I love it. I see you, Vanessa. Let's see, France. Hey, Camille. California, Canada, Arizona. Wow, so amazing. Awesome. You just purchased it, Amy, at 12:02. I said, please wait till Saturday. And you're like, 12:01. That's it. That's so good. All right. We've got North California. Awesome. You people are from all over. I love it. I love it. So I'm gonna wait one more minute, which if you know me, you know is very unusual. Usually like I get in here and I want to start. And today I'm trying to embrace wearing some patient pants to go slow, to pause, to really be in this moment because it feels so amazing. I am so grateful that you chose to be here, that you took time out of your Saturday morning, Saturday evening to be here with me. That's amazing. And I'm so incredibly grateful. Gina, you said Virginia for now. I got your email. That's bananas. I'm so excited. Okay, I also made some notes because your girl can talk, and when she's nervous, she talks even more. And so I'll make sure I stay on track. Um, I would love to know. Give me one word in the chat box. How are you feeling today? Truth only. We're here for all the feelings. How are you feeling today? Eager, hot. Got curious, excited, bubbly, focused, anxious. Me too. Excited. Me too. Happy, itchy. I can say, in all my years of teaching, I think that might be the first time I got an itchy. I'm here for it. Thank you for keeping it real. Let's see. Sad. Oh, I see you, Marcia. Boiling, freaking out. Me too, Gina, just for different reasons. Happy, curious, happy. I know. It's so nice. It feels like a family reunion when we have these moments, Camille. I agree. Curious, otherwise not sure. I'm here for the curiosity. Excited and curious. Carol, ready to discover something that makes me feel good. Oh, that would be beautiful today if you left with that. That would make my heart so happy. So I'm gonna oh, thank you, Elaine. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna do my best to stay grounded. I am like no exaggeration, feeling all the feels. I'm feeling so excited, so grateful, so nervous, so anxious, all the things. Today is such a big deal for me. with this book. This book means so much to me. So I just want to say hi and introduce myself. I don't want to make the assumption that you know who I am and you've worked with me before in some capacity. So my name is Sage Adderley. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm here in the Pacific Northwest of the US of A. I'm a published author. Ha, go figure. I'm an artist. And I have been a small business owner for 21 years. This month is so big because this month I'm celebrating 21 years and publishing this book. No wonder I have all the big feelings. Um, Most people know me as the sage who helps people write books, and it's pretty accurate. I do support people in writing their books, yet I think what I do is so much bigger than supporting people in writing their books. And I've never known how to put that into words, which is kind of ironic, seeing as though I'm a writer. Um, and I think those of you who have worked with me who are here today would agree that when you work with me in workshops and programs and mentorship, we are doing some big feeling work. And so yes, I help people write their books, but I think what I do more than anything is help people get out of their own way. I think that I'm a truth teller. Actually, I know I'm a truth teller, and I reflect back things, I observe, I notice, and I support people in pulling out that authenticity and showing up in their absolute greatness. The results are they write books and they publish them. They build programs, they build communities, they build businesses. So call me what you will. Hopefully it's nice. A writing coach, a high performance coach, a mindset coach, a creativity coach. I'm a certified intentional creativity teacher. Whatever all of that means for you, call me what you will. About 8 years ago, I had a client who said, "You're not a writing coach, you're a writer's coach." And at first I was like, "What?" And when I really stopped to be with it, it made so much sense. I don't help people create ideas. I don't help people build their stories, I help them see themselves and build confidence and trust. They're already amazing. They're already storytellers. It's being able to show up authentically and to build the confidence and the trust and to collect evidence that they're totally capable of doing this. And that is what the art of intuitive structure is. When I sat down to write this in January, I thought I was going to write an expanded version of my book, Idea to Outline. That was my goal. I was going to sit down, I was going to beef it up, I was going to add more to it. And I started writing, and my inner knowing was just screaming at me, like, this isn't it. This isn't it. This isn't what you're supposed to be writing. And I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to be writing then? And I just allowed myself, I coached myself just like I would coach anyone else. I allowed myself to just be present to what was coming through. And I was like, shit, I'm writing a book on intuitive structure. And how do I do that? Because intuitive structure can mean so many different things and be defined so many different ways. To me, it's the art of living the being and the doing, being in harmony with both. And so, I mean, here it is. I did my best to convey what the art of intuitive structure means to me. It's my invitation to stop looking outward for validation, for acceptance, for value, for worthiness, and to go inside. A book of coming back home to your creative self, a book of finding the writer within. It's about you. It's not going to tell you how to write a book. That's not what I'm up to, but it's going to guide you into getting more intimate with yourself as a creative being. And I truly believe that when you build that trust within yourself, you are effing unstoppable in your writing practice. My clients have heard me say it so many times. Bless you for listening to me one more time. I really don't believe in writer's block. I don't believe that we just don't have good ideas or we don't know what to write. I believe this gets in the way. And so I support people in doing the work to show up to do their work. Whatever that means, that's what I do. So, have you got your copy yet? Like, I'm just curious. Asking for a friend. Have you purchased The Art of Intuitive Structure? Just give me a yay in the chitty chat box. Oh, there's a link in the chat box. How convenient that if you wanted to purchase one, you could. It's right there. Uh, Yay! Yes, yes, yes. You got three of them. Yay! I love it. Sharing the love. Awesome. So, in my book, The Art of Intuitive Structure, I speak into like ways that you could prepare yourself for the journey. So this is not a book that you're just going to sit down and read through its entirety. I don't recommend doing it that way. I recommend being with it, slowing down, reading a section. There's journal prompts, there's creative activities, there's places to pause and reflect. This is an experience. This isn't like I read this book this weekend, it really transformed me. Awesome. It's not that kind of book. It's if you do the work, I think it would be incredibly transformative. But I highly recommend you stay in the flow of it. I think that I've created a beautiful, intentional flow for you to follow. You can do whatever you want. You're a grown folk, but that's my recommendation is that you stay in flow with the activities. I've built it so the information that comes through for one activity is going to support you for the next one that you come into. So, if you purchase your book today, you get a free entry into a workshop that I'm going to hold on July 7th. I'll send you all the details. Don't worry. Not now because I'm doing this. So give me a moment. After this is over, I'll send you all the things because I know some of you have already sent your receipts to me. I love you. Thank you. And I'm going to host a workshop called Explorer's Journal Workshop. And so we're building a companion journal. And this journal is going to house all the things for your writing project. So it could be for any writing project. If you're not writing a book, that's okay. It could be for maybe you want to launch a blog and you're putting that vision together. And in this companion journal, you're going to work through blocks that come up, ideas, inspirations, and I'm going to teach you how to use it. So when you buy the book today, you email me a copy of your receipt. I'm going to get you into the workshop. If you can't make July 7th, that's okay. You'll get a replay of it. No worries. So, and my email address is in the chitty chat box. So just check it out. That's a lot of things. That's it. Thanks for coming. JK. JK. Here we go. All right. I'm going to read a little bit from the book. I'm going to start off with a piece called A Love Letter to the Messy Process. Writing is messy. It's not supposed to be neat. You'll have days of flow and days of fog, moments of clarity and spaces of confusion. Your job isn't to avoid the mess, it's to keep showing up through it. Between writing my first book and the follow-up, there were years in between. And in those years, I felt shame. My inner critic shouted that no one would care about the second book, that I had waited too long, I've missed my chance, and fallen behind. It's wild how these fictitious but hurtful words can determine whether we show up or not. Eventually, I made peace with this truth. Even if no one ever read the second book, I still wanted to write it. And I did, and people read it. That's what it means to honor the messy process. You write anyway. You return anyway. You let love be stronger than fear. And I've got a little field note from an intuitive writer, which is me. Self-awareness is structure. Knowing yourself as a writer is how you build something that lasts. So what I lean into in this book is really understanding who you be as a writer. It's not about making you better or fixing you. There's nothing to fix, but it's about really understanding how you operate as a creative and looking at the really light pieces that support you and some of the shadowy pieces that don't support you and making the decision of, is it time to shift some of those shadowy pieces? And one of the things that I hear a lot is folks wanting to get it right. Has anyone here ever had the thought, I really want to get it right? I want to write this book the right way. Put it in the chat box just because I can't see you all. I see lots of hands, so I know I can't be the only one. So, yes, we want to do it the right way. We want to be looked at that we got it together. We know what we're doing. We look smart. We look capable. Yeah. Oh, look at all this. It's not just me. Look at all of this. Yes. So I'm curious, because this is always my next question. Wh Whose way are are you trying to do the right thing? I don't even know how to word it because it makes no sense. We're trying to do it the right way by whose standards? Whose standards are you trying to like be good enough for? Let's figure it out. They. I know the mysterious they, Jen. Yeah. Okay, we're getting some, and this is what I love. We're getting underneath the they, right? Family is what I'm seeing. Who else? Imaginary, impossible, right? Things that we create. My mother-in-law, but not really. You JK, but not really, right? So we've got all of these like this noise in our head. So let's see. My own, yes. One of the many voices in my head, yes. The way publishers work, yes, right? How are the traditional big folks doing it? I got to do it, right? I got to be good enough. I'm good enough if somebody tells me I'm good enough. So, how many times do we seek outward validation when it's always an inside job? Always. Let's see, my perfectionist, MFA professors. Oh, I get that one a lot, right? Let's see. Anyone in the world that would criticize what I write. And oh my gosh, Ellen, you can't escape that. There's billions of people in the world. How do you ever write with the pressure of billions of people in the world on your back? Gen G, inner critic. Gina says, the judgiest imaginary people I can imagine. Right. Mine and the girls who read it. Some sort of magical, perfect being that I'll never be. Oh my gosh. I just wish I could just wipe off all of this and just be like, can we start fresh, please? That'd be cool. So I think every single person who went in the chat, you probably will really love my book. I mean, really, because this is what we talk about. This is all the shit that gets in the way from showing up. It's all the mindset stuff. Every now and again, I find a creative folk who is anti-structure, and I lovingly try to bring them to the other side that structure is not the enemy, structure is supportive. But 9 out of 10 times, when I witness somebody in a stuckness, in a block, not being able to move forward, it's absolutely mindset. And so, my second inquiry is when you feel these things, when you sit down to work on this beautiful treasure that you're trying to put on paper, wherever you're trying to put, canvas, wherever, and all of this shit comes up in your head, what is your response to that? Do you show up anyway? Do you keep going or does it stop you? I would love to know that in the chitty chat box. Do you listen and agree with it and say, yeah, I'm a garbage person. I shouldn't write a book? Or do you write a book anyway? Nicole says, prior to you, I quit. Not now, not now. It stops me. It stops me every time. Haven't written in over 3 years, completely stopped. I want to hug every single one of you. It breaks my heart to see that, but it's truth. It's truth. We're here for the truth. Tell them to F off. Yes, yes. Let's see. Genji, it depends. Most of the time I keep going, but every once in a while, yeah, I get stopped for a while. So far, I'm writing it anyway before I never would get started. Causes hesitation, stops me. Sometimes it stops me, and sometimes I can crawl through the noise. Okay, so we got a variety of ways that we respond. Sometimes it stops me, but if I pause a while and then go back, the critics have disappeared. Beautiful, because I think when we don't feed the energy, right, we're not giving it power. Let's see, stops me, but I still write. Just do not share it. Oh, see, that's an I'm so glad you shared that, Carol, because most of the time I focus on it stops you, but you write, but you don't share it. That's huge. Let's see, I can't land on a single idea, so I'm stopped. I have to do so much processing of the thing and it takes up space and energy. Let's just breathe that out. Okay, that's a lot. So, get a piece of paper out, get something to write with. We are going to be tearing this piece of paper up. So just be mindful. I just want to tell you in case you were going to put it in a journal. And you can still put it in your journal, but we're going to be tearing it up. So, uh, you think a lady would have got an extra sheet of paper out knowing she's going to be doing this. Don't you worry. I got plenty of paper. I'm going to go ahead and tear mine out. I really appreciate you each sharing vulnerably in the chat box because this is big stuff. I firmly believe that if we don't talk about it and we don't name it, it just lives inside of us and festers and gets worse. And so I'm like, I'm here for this conversation because we got to move it. We got to move it, move it. Let's see. We're going to put a prompt in the chat, and the prompt is, what's a should that's been weighing you down creatively? We're going to take about 2 or 3 minutes to write this out on your sheet of paper. What's a should? So imagine you're shoulding yourself. What is it that's been weighing you down? And if you feel like you want to share your should in the chat box, feel free, but no pressure. You don't have to. Roberta, I'm so shocked by this one. I'm not shocked because I work with Roberta and I know this, that I should be writing faster. It's always about going faster, faster. I should be doing talks and presentations and getting in front of audiences. Do you want to be doing that? I'm curious. Get more done, push harder, no excuses, go, go, go. I edit that part, but that's the vibe I'm feeling. I should be more together. Don't you try to take mine, Pamela. That's mine too. I should be more together, polished, professional. That's legit. That's mine too. I should be more. Oh, let's see that I should know people will want to read it before I invest in writing it. Oh, you don't put pressure on yourself at all. Oh, I love that we could laugh about this because we gotta lighten the load. Let's see, I should show up for others. Um, oh, this is a good one. Not spending time creating, right? Yes, that's a big one. That I should be able to make everyone that reads my work happy and get it right. Oh, we're back to getting it right. I should be able to wrath like all the, hopefully I said that correctly, all those fabulous, oh, right like. Okay, I was like, are you throwing some new words at me? Because I mean, I haven't had that much coffee. I should be able to write like all those fabulous writers on Substack. Oh my gosh, comparison. Here comparison comes. Should have been done already. Yes, I should be more knowledgeable. Interesting. It should be good enough to publish. Be more focused. I should not show up messy and gray, and I should be shiny and together. Oh, same. Me too. I should be on social media to promote myself, should feel better and get started. I should be and have more inspired thoughts. I'm exhausted just reading all of these. This is so much, y'all. We carry this. We carry this. I should give time to my creative work while at the same time I should do my responsibilities before I do my creative work. Oh, I should be publishing multiple books a year, write faster, produce more. Do you see the commonalities like the going faster, going harder? I've seen the word more so many times. More, more, more. It's never enough. It's never enough. Let's see. I should know every aspect of how to write a novel before I write one. I should know everything possible before writing a novel, like character archetypes. Oh, I just want to be like, come visit me. You do not need to know any of those things. But I hear you. That is your truth. That's what you're feeling right now. Let's see. I should be able to do this. Judgment. Whew, that's a lot. Yes, and mine is I should be like more put together. I should be going for perfection. Like I am a big advocate of showing up messy, but a grounded messy, right? Sometimes people show up messy and it's like a chaotic messy and it's like super disruptive. My messiness is more of just like an authenticity. I'm going to swear. I'm not going to look just so like I'm gonna find the good enough. I don't go for perfection with like my videos, or I find the good enough a lot. And my should is like, oh no, you should care way more about how people perceive your appearance or how you speak or all those things. That's my should. All right, are y'all ready to rip these shoulds up? Because I am ready. I am over it already. Um, Tear it out. Let's see. And we're just gonna, oh, here, actually, I'll shift my camera and I'll just show you what I'm doing. Okay, so here's mine. I already started ripping it. So I'm just gonna just rip it. Ooh, just breathe through that. Now, the size doesn't matter. Don't try to get this right. You can't get it right. Just do it your way. There's no right way to do this. I feel like somebody's out there thinking, how big of the piece should I be ripping? How many things? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just let it go. Let it go. And I'm just gonna let it live over there. Let it go. Mm. And I'm just ripping to where it feels good enough. I'm a big fan of finding the good enough. Just move it on out of here. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm gonna just leave it in a little pile for a second or two. And just recognizing maybe something great to think about is when I asked you, where did the shoulds come from? Comes from family members. It comes from unrealistic expectations. It comes from, outside of ourselves. And sometimes it comes from inside of ourselves, right? Our own stories and imagination. And just like thinking about that and just moving it and moving it. All right. I am gonna switch back to my camera. Okay. We're gonna let that just like do its thing. We're gonna let that energy just kind of move itself. And I would love to read you a little bit more from the book. This is about trust. Oh, wait, I didn't read the mindset piece. I was so excited. I just missed right over the mindset piece. Well, I'm gonna be messy and I'm gonna go back and read what I meant to read a while ago. I'm gonna read mindset. Your mindset is the foundation and your structure is the framework. Together, they hold your story steady. Many writers think structure is just an outline, but for intuitive writers, structure is absolutely emotional. It stirs up fear, resistance, even shame. That's what we're unraveling here, not just what structure is, but what it brings up. Mindset isn't a buzzword, it's the invisible lens that shapes how we show up to the page. It's how we interpret silence, navigate uncertainty, and relate to resistance. It determines whether we pause or move through. Oh, I got very excited that part. Let me try again. It determines whether we pause or move through, trust or abandon, begin or endlessly wait. After years of mentoring writers, I can say this with certainty. Mindset is one of the most powerful forces behind whether a book gets written. So many stories never see the light of day, not because they aren't worthy, but because perfectionism, procrastination, and fear convince us not to try. Instead of handing you a mindset framework, I want to offer something more personal, a way to gently understand your relationship to creativity, trust, and resistance. Because the way you think about your work decides how you experience it. And one of the clearest reflections of our mindset, especially when we begin to write, is resistance. The tug of war you feel, that's a mindset made visible. And then one of my field notes is you don't just think your way through writing, you feel your way forward. Mindset is full body work. In my book, after that passage, I have this section called What's Your Resistance Style? I thought about reading it, but it might be a little bit confusing because there's a bunch of pieces. So definitely you'll know when you get there. And I will be very curious to which resistance style you choose. So I'm going to read you the piece after that. Once you start noticing your resistance style, you can begin to unravel it. Let's look at how one writer learned to loosen the grip of perfectionism and rewrite her process, literally. Amanda had a beautiful book idea that wouldn't leave her mind or her heart. She reached out to work with me because, as a mom of two with a demanding job, she knew that if she wanted to finish this book, she couldn't do it alone. Amanda struggled with creating a harmonious rhythm for everything she wanted to be present to: parenting, work, self-care, and writing. Her mindset was adamant. Writing a book isn't doable, it's too hard, it demands too much. She believed that if it didn't feel good, she must be doing it wrong. Real talk. Sometimes it doesn't feel good, not because it's wrong, but because we're tired. We're being pulled in 10 directions, and our minds are looking for an easier path. After weeks of feeling disappointed with her lack of progress, Amanda and I talked about her expectations. She was insistent that her writing practice had to look a certain way: quiet, uninterrupted, and at her desk. That vision was lovely, but not always realistic. I invited her to consider what flexibility might look like. What if, I asked, when you're sitting in the car waiting for your kids to get out of school, instead of thinking, I could be writing right now, you actually did? What if you opened your voice to text app and just spoke a scene out loud? She wrinkled her nose. That didn't feel like writing. But after a few more weeks of no writing and mounting resentment, she gave it a try. And what do you know? Voicing her novel while sitting in the school pickup line felt like movement. It felt like momentum. Her inner perfectionist had demanded the process look a certain way, but real life needed something more fluid, more forgiving, more possible. Can anyone relate to that? Like needing things to look a certain way? That if all the stars aren't aligned ever so divinely, you can't move forward. I'm curious. Michelle, it makes me feel sad too. I mean, it really does. Like I laugh a lot, but I mean, that's why I wrote this book. I want to talk about it. I want to find the other way. Totally, 100%, 100%. Yes. Yeah. Waiting for the perfect moment when I have more time. When I hear somebody say when I find the time, it's like an alert button goes off inside of me, like time is just sitting there waiting for us. And in a way, it kind of is. Don't throw anything at me for saying that. But I do believe we create the way we use our time. We don't control it all, but I'm trying not to over-explain myself here. I'm trying to like, oh, I don't want to ruffle too many feathers by saying the hard truths. But I do think if we're waiting for the right time, is never going to come, right? You're not going to open your front door and you're like, holy crap, there's a basket of time sitting there waiting for me to take and write my book. Like that is not going to happen. If it is something that's on your heart, if it is something that's important to you, you get to prioritize it. And that's one of the biggest struggles is prioritizing ourselves, prioritizing what's important for us. Because I don't know about you, but I've tend to put a lot more people in front of me and not focus on me so much. Let's see. Yes, I thought I had to master Procreate to move forward in my picture book. I know we always think we need more. It is so interesting. Even in my beta reader experience, people be like, I want more, I want more. And it's like, this is enough. This is enough. Like when you go through my book, I probably have like, without stretching the truth, I mean, I haven't counted, so it could be stretching the truth. There's got to be like 50 reflection questions. If you're doing all 50 of those reflection questions, you don't need more. You got everything you need. But we always are searching for something else. And do you notice when we do that, we're searching for something outside of ourselves? And to me, the answer is this: go in, don't go out to receive the answers. This book is about getting intimate with yourself. And if you have the willingness to do that and to spend time there, holy bananas, the changes that can occur in your life. But you got to go here and stop trying to like get the right software and get things just so, because that's not important right now. It's not the step that you're in. Where does one find time? I also am curious about that one. Yeah, I want to find the other way. Yes. I tend to think that I need to be able to finish in one sitting and resist when I have other things to do that can't be moved to a different time. Yeah. Like we get to slow down and be. How many times have you been in a project and it's not feeling the way you want it to, or it's asking more of you than you want to give, that you just abandon it and go to something else? Has anybody ever done that before? I'm just curious. You gotta put it in the chat box. I'm sorry. I love you all, but I can't see all of you. I can't see you. Let's see. Yes. 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 What if we just stayed in the discomfort of the thing? What would happen? You'd get different results than just hopping to the next thing, right? And so, like, my look at me over here channeling my ancestral lineage or something. It's like, what if you sat in the discomfort and you just allowed yourself to be in the experience of it? But we get uncomfortable and we want to split. We're like, peace out. I want fun. I want sparkly. I want magic. But like, there's magic and sparkly and fun waiting for us, but we got to travel. We want the results. We don't want the journey. That's my experience of a lot of humans, and me too, because I'm a human. So, Kate would never do that. Everybody but Kate. All right. All right. I'm going to try not to preach too much. Let me keep moving. I get on my pulpit and it starts coming out and I can't help myself. See, Denise, I have the opposite problem. I've given myself a year to write. Oh, see, I like when we like turn the tables and see the other side. Guess what? I've already blown the first 3 months, so now shame. Oh, and fear that I'll blow the rest. Right. And then when we start beating ourselves up, the pressure comes and the pressure deepens. And then it feels like we're walking around with a weighted blanket. And then we wonder why things don't feel joyful. We put so much pressure on ourselves. That sitting in it's the raw kind of magic. It is. It is. It's not easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Okay, let me just check my itinerary because I went on some tangents. Okay, I'm on track. Here we go. I am now going to read the part about trust. Trusting what emerges when you begin. Let's see. Chapter 5, which you haven't read yet, pretend you have. Chapter 5 was about quieting down and practicing how to listen to your intuition. This chapter focused on what comes next, trusting what you hear. It's about taking action before you feel ready. We've been talking about that. Writing into the unknown and following your story even when you don't know all the pieces. Trust is a willingness to begin anyway. It lives in the body as much as the mind. A hand moving across the page, a pause before a word, a sense that something wants to be born, even if it's still blurry. Trust and curiosity, the sacred link. Trust and curiosity are BFFs. They walk hand in hand through the unknown. Trust says, it's okay not to know. Curiosity responds, let's find out anyway. When you trust yourself, you can trust your creative process. You can make space for curiosity to take the lead. You stop needing the whole picture before you begin. You let go of being right, and instead you follow what sparks, what tugs. This is where the real magic lives, not in certainty, but in wonder. We often think we have to choose, either know what we're doing or feel completely lost. But curiosity is the bridge between those extremes. It wants to explore, not explain. Curiosity is an exciting way to move through the writing process. It means you don't have to have all the answers. You just have to ask some questions. Why does this image keep showing up? What if this character isn't who I thought they were? What happens if I let this scene be weirder, softer, louder? Trust gives you permission to not know. Curiosity invites you to find out anyway. Together, they turn your writing into a living relationship, an ongoing conversation with something that wants to reveal itself, slowly, in layers. I once wrote an entire chapter based on a weekend adventure I had with my late husband in a breathtaking waterfront town here in the Pacific Northwest. A local festival was happening during our visit, a joyful, unexpected addition to our getaway. Among the booths and performances, I had a profound encounter with an intuitive vendor that left a significant impression on me. That experience unraveled into a fantastical scene that became a central moment in my second book, Sisters in the Craft. What began as a memory became a portal, a story thread that revealed itself when I followed the spark. That's what writing from curiosity looks like. You begin with a flicker and let the flame teach you something as it grows. Trust is a muscle. It's in the way your shoulders soften when you release pressure. It's the way your hand reaches for the pen, not because you know what to say, but because something in you wants to try. Take a moment now. Place one hand on your heart and the other on your belly. Go ahead. You can try it. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. Ask gently, what part of me wants to be trusted right now? You don't have to write it down, just listen. What trust feels like for me? It's when I know my structure feels good, aligned, clear, true, and I'm writing to the best of my ability to honor that. When I'm steady in motion, I witness myself move through the stuckness instead of being stopped by it. That's trust. It's not about knowing exactly where I'm going. It's about staying with myself while I find the way. For you, I don't know yet. You get to figure that out. And you'll do it through steady movement and writing, noticing, and listening. Everything you've learned up to this point is your path to trust. When I shift from asking, can I do this, to I am doing this, that's when I know I'm trusting. So, do you feel like you want to share what part of you wants to be trusted right now? No peer pressure, but if you wanna, drop it in the chat. What part of you is asking in this moment to be trusted? Going back to the mind piece, girl. Going back up here. Michelle, that my creative ideas are worthy of time. Yes. Yes. My intuitive self. Yeah. The part of me that always figures things out. Because you're capable. My wisdom, all of her. My 9-year-old self. Love this. Heart. The giddy part of me that is creating the way of the unicorn and wants to play. Yes. Trusting that. My heart. That's so beautiful. Yes. Feel free to keep sharing. Oh, plot twist. I'm doing the right thing. But what is the right thing? What is the right thing? See, we go back to it. We go where it's always there lurking in the shadows. It's like, but what's the right thing? My inner knowing. Yes. Everything. It's right all up in here, all up in there for you. Okay, let's go back to the page. I'm gonna turn my camera around. All right, so we got our little pieces of the shoulds. We got the pieces of the shoulds. Now my invitation is to, I'm gonna do a spiral because the spiral has been very, very significant to me. And so my invitation is for you to choose a shape that you want to put your pieces in. What would symbolize trust for you? A circle, a spiral, a triangle, a teardrop? What shape could symbolize that? And I am just going to take a glue stick. There's no right way to do this. I'm going to keep reminding you because we need reminders. Whatever shape wants to emerge, my invitation is don't think too hard about it. Don't think too hard. What just comes up for you? Hey, Camille, no worries. What shape would symbolize you trusting yourself as we let go of these shoulds? Yeah, you bet, friend. And it doesn't matter if the words are showing, it's just, I am just let my hand move. I'm not dictating anything except moving my hand in a spiral shape. I'm not thinking too hard about this, just letting the energy flow and do what it needs to do. So just allow that shape to emerge. The less you control, the better. I love these. We've got a book, we've got a circle. And now I'm pasting mine in my journal so that I've got it with me. Nicole, I see you shared your intuition. Audrey, you shared my creative self, the one thing, the one that makes things out of nothing. I love that. What shapes are coming up for you? A heart? Yes. Heart. Ooh, a pyramid. Yes. A rose. Ooh, I love this variety. And I'm just going to keep going until I run out of my little scraps. I'm just noticing like how my body feels like as I'm moving this kind of energy and oh, just leaning into trust. And sometimes we don't always feel that trust, right? It comes in fleeting moments and just recognizing how it feels right now. Right. And when you're done, I'm gonna invite you to choose a color. And again, just whatever's on your heart. Don't think too hard about it. Blue is shouting at me. And so I'm just gonna do just a little watercolor and just paint over the symbol. Just make the symbol pop. Do whatever you feel called. There's no rules. There's no right way to do this. It's whatever feels good for you. This is your symbol representing trust, representing the possibility that you can indeed start releasing those shoulds. And when you feel complete, just pop it in the chat box, just so I can kind of gauge where everybody's at. And you can always go back and add some more to this. We're just doing the basic shape right now and the color of the shape. You can always revisit this. Thank you, Jan. I appreciate you coming. I'll send out access to the recording after this. No worries. Marcia, you said I missed the directions, so just did whatever. What I got was I don't have to know everything. It feels like you're right on it. You're in flow, Marcia. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Jan. All right, we'll spend about another minute here and then we're going to move on to the next thing. And it's okay if you're not finished. You can do this later. I just want to make sure we got the basic idea of it for you. And this next part we're going to do a little journaling within the theme of trust. We're going to stay here because trust is definitely one of the main pillars of the art of intuitive structure. Ooh, you got a circle, Carol. Love it. All right, we're going to pop the first prompt in, and you're not behind. Don't worry. Hold on. All right, first prompt is, where am I struggling with trust in my creative life? And we're just going to spend like 2 or 3 minutes here. And always, as always, I'm going to keep reminding, just not thinking too hard, like what is on your heart. Okay, inviting you to finish up where you're at. Did anything come up for you that was surprising? I had a surprise. One of my things were that what I offer holds value and makes sense. And then I got curious and I was like, why does it have to make sense? What happens if I don't make sense to you? What does that mean? And then when I went deeper, I was like, oh, I don't have to be for everyone. I don't have to be for everyone. All right, going to move on to the next prompt. I love that, Amy. Knowing the answers will come when I'm stuck. Just keep on trusting. Next one is, what's one small action I can take to rebuild trust? We're going to spend one more minute here. All right, inviting you to finish wherever you're at. Let's see what's in the chat. Not a surprise, but I seek outside validation and magnify the negative to the point of ignoring the positive. Yeah, yeah, I do that too, friend. And that's actually what came up for me on mine was really being mindful of where my energy goes and not put energy towards the people who are here. I mean, the people who aren't here, but the people who are here, right? So it's a very similar thing to what you're sharing. That comes up for me a lot. Amy, you said write a trust affirmation that you like every day. That's a beautiful practice. To listen to my intuitions, sit in that messy middle with them, then take aligned action. Yes. And that's the both and, right? That's the being in the intuitive place and then being in the movement place and how they like work so beautifully together. Marcia, you said flying without wings, let go of how I wrote book number one. Yeah. I feel that too. It's interesting to produce multiple books and you can see yourself grow as a person, as a writer. And so Sometimes when people are like, oh, I bought your first book, it's like a little cringy because you're like, I've changed so much and I've shifted so much. But I remind myself, I wrote that first book the best of my ability, right? I am so stoked that my fifth book is so different than my first book because I have grown as a human and as a creative. Let's see, Michelle, schedule creative time and treat it like a paid job that depends on me to show up. Yes, because most creative people that I know, you can't really go without creativity and feel like a super whole connected being. Like it's a missing piece in your life. So it is something that we get to put energy into because we pay a price when we don't. Just do it, allow flow, and stop overthinking. Yes, we get to be our own human GPSs when we notice ourselves like falling into this pit of doom or really laugh at ourselves. Stop taking it so seriously. Like the world will implode if we don't do something just so, like really being present. Nicole, you said, stop trying to predict what others will think and do what makes me happy. Yes. Yes. Give myself the gift of a small amount of time every day for my creative work, building trust that my creative work has value and is just as important as making that first cup of coffee each morning. Yes. Yes, I hear that. Yeah, so I'm curious, like, is there anything that you're noticing about how you show up for yourself, for your creativity, that what we have shared together today, things that I have read from the book, this activity, the journal prompts, is there anything you're noticing that you're like, wow, this is a big obstacle for me, or this is something that has been getting in the way for years now? Like, I'm curious what's coming through as you're going through the flow of today. What's coming through for you? Carol, you said identify 5 interviews for my next book, The Dementia Chronicles. Yes. Amy said refurbish a steady creative writing time. Uh, show myself I am trustworthy. Yes. We build trust by showing up for ourselves. That's how we build it. When we don't show up for ourselves and we put ourselves last, it is so hard to tell ourselves you can do it because you're not doing it. And so then we create evidence that we're not doing it. See, don't bother because you're not showing up. Pamela, you said reminding myself of past evidence of when, hold on, let me scroll up. Reminding myself of past evidence of when my work has actually mattered or had impact helps motivate me to follow through and share instead of just sighing dramatically and going into my own little hole thinking no one cares. Yeah. And like doing it because it makes us feel good. Like, I'm going to write this book because I need to write this book. If somebody reads it, that's bonus. But I got to do it because I need to do it for myself. And that's removing ourselves from that outward validation into I need to do it for me. Let's see, consider that my shining light helps others and that it is my sacred assignment to shine and not just keep it to myself. Yes, we know what we get to do, right? Michelle says, I am just really hard on myself. I expect myself to do so much work, paid job, garden, can make herbal medicine, do art, etc., etc. I mean, I think, does anybody else feel like they want to do all the things? Yeah, we want to do all the things. And I think there's just this piece about you can do those things, but maybe not at the same time. And I think that's the hardest thing when, it's like, I think for me, I'm like, don't tell me what to do. And that's when I know my rebel muse is like showing up because she's like, don't tell me how to create. Don't tell me how to show up. Don't tell me I can't do all the things. But then when I'm grounded, I recognize I'm trying to do all the things and I feel overwhelmed. So my body is alerting me that something's not working. And so, how could I take something off my plate? And I think as creatives, that's a number one thing that I get pushback on is, but I want to do all the things. I want to take four programs at once, and I want to write 2 books at once, and I want to do a painting at the same time. And it's like, but you're one human being. And I know for me, it's like when I am stretched too thin trying to do so many multiple projects, none of it is getting me fully. And so it's like, what is actually underneath needing to do all the things right now? There's something there, and it's not just because they're shiny. There's something deeper there. And again, this book is about, are you willing to look at yourself in a different way and actually take action on it? I get it. I want to do all the things too. And there's so many times I'm like, fuck, I'm dropping balls. I gotta let something go. or I'm just going to feel bad about myself. And that doesn't work. That doesn't get me up in the morning joyfully being mad at myself. Let's see, intuitively, I know that I know what I'm doing, but I get caught up in those shoulds and start doubting myself. Yes. That I can't wait for your book to come to read it. I love it. It is okay to take the time because the skipping the steps or shortcuts actually are taking more time. Isn't that funny? Like we try to find a quicker way, but there is no quicker way. It's like being in it is the ultimate thing. I always see people who are like, oh, it's taken me so long to like write this book, but they're not prioritizing it. They're not like making it one of the big things, or they're doing it in a way that doesn't work. And sometimes they get in their own way. And instead of trying a new way, they're like stuck on, no, it's got to look this way, but it's like, it's not working. It's not working. And when do I make change? When I get sick of my shit. That's when I make change, is when I'm tired of hearing myself go on about the same things. And then I'm like, oh, there's got to be a better way. And there usually is. There usually is. And it's not about beating yourself up, it's just being aware and just listening to yourself. And my body tells me all the things. My body tells me when I'm overwhelmed. My body tells me when things aren't working. Let's see. Do. And I also need to do so much. I just need to find a way to do it without pushing myself if I don't want to do it as fast as I want to. Yes. Yes, there's so many non-negotiable things that we have to show up for. That is real. Yes. Let's see that I don't go all in. Yeah. I have lost contact with my heart. My mind has completely taken over. I no longer know what my heart wants, which is where trust shows up for me. Yeah. So I think you'll really love this book. I think you will, friend. Let's see. I'm working on seeing the places where I can put myself first. It's not a weakness to ask others to do something I could rearrange my schedule for, but my time is valuable too. Yes. Who here has trouble asking for support? I can't be the only one. Yeah. Right? Is there someone else that can help me here? Um, and I get to take my own coaching because I have trouble. That's one of my shadow pieces. I have trouble. Let's see. MA says, I've been told so many times you should write a book. I'm actually be attempting this more because of that reason. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Rather than my own reason. Oh, wait, sorry, this more because of that reason rather than my own true desire. That may come in time. It may not be the right moment now. I can write and express fully. I don't have to try to nudge it all into a book. It's very true. There's lots of people like, you should write about that. I don't want to write about that. Like, just you write about that. Like, I don't want to write about that. People tell me stuff all the time, like you should make this, or you should do a workshop on this, or you should do a program on this. And it's like, I don't want to do any of those things. And you know what? I used to. I used to do workshops that people told me, if you did a workshop on this, I'd come. Guess what? They don't come. They don't come. So you gotta really stop and go, am I creating things for others or am I creating it for myself? And I am going back to, I'm creating it for me. If others enjoy it and benefit from it, bonus, beautiful. It's not that I don't want others to like play with me in that space, but I can no longer create from the place of people pleasing. I want to please this one. And then whoever else wants to join my party, awesome, is bonus. Let's see, I tend to put myself last, so I never get to her. I say I want to, but I'm not sure I really believe I am worthy of that. Yeah. My attention span has grown weaker and I'm constantly moving in my mind. I have resistance to slowing down enough. Yeah, I can like fully connect to all of this. Let's see. I have started implementing the one thing this month focus and have had way more completion since implementing this approach. Yeah, I'm glad you said the word completion because that's what really has supported me in not doing all the things. And I write about this in the book is that what really bummed me out is I wasn't finishing anything. I was starting a whole bunch of stuff, but the follow through was not there. And, I'm witnessing other people following through, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm trying to do 10 projects at once. I can only give myself to each thing however much, time, energy, space. So for me, I want to finish things because even if I'm not working, like I have so many paintings, I don't even want to tell you how many paintings that are unfinished. I got one looking at me right now. It's staring at me like, you haven't finished me. And the thing is even though I'm not actively working on it, it lives here. It lives here. So I'm holding energy for it. So think about all of the unfinished things you're holding energy for. if we moved some of that energy and completed one of those things, like, oh, we have spaciousness, we can breathe, we can relax a little bit. Oh, it's just she's staring at me right now. She's like, "You're talking about me. Why don't you finish me?" So I get that, Ashley. The so many unfinished paintings. Maybe we should have a painting weekend. I need some accountability. Does anybody else thrive with accountability? I do. This book would not have been written without my accountability buddies, without my co-working crew on Fridays. Like, accountability is where it's at. Yes. I don't think my last three books would have been finished had I not had accountability. So I'm a big fan of accountability. All right. Okay, is there anybody that wants to share anything so far before we move on? Put it in the chat. Forever hold your peace for a few more minutes. Let's see. Uh, yes. Accountability is the only way. I rebel against external accountability. Sometimes we have bad experiences, and I'm not saying this is you, Marcia, because I don't know. Sometimes we have bad experiences with things, and then it taints it, right? That a lot of people feel that way about structure. And so I'm trying to like bring folks to the other side. Like structure is not the enemy. Um, and whatever works for you, right? My mission is not for people to replicate what I'm doing, but to find your own way, right? But to know that there's another way you could be doing things. Okay, let's see. Jenny said, I have a hard time writing now without co-writing co-working sessions. I know, girl, right? I'll see you on Thursdays. Marcia, oh, I know, no worries. I know you get it, friend. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at what's next on my list to share with you. We're gonna bring this party home, actually, but I would like to share some stuff with you. I'm gonna turn the camera. I don't know what it's gonna look like because I didn't test this part out. So we'll see if I can share. I just wanted to kind of give you a look at the art of intuitive structure. So it's a mixture of a little storytelling, some teachings, some journal prompts, lots of inquiries. So we've got some journal prompts spread throughout. We've got some create breaks. You can identify them by the colorful circle. And so when you go through the book, I highly recommend that you stay in motion. Like if this is the first journal prompt, do that one first because I promise it's going to support you when you get to the next thing. And so you got create breaks, you got journal prompts. I'm going to ask you so many questions in this book. Don't get mad at me, but I'm just asking for you to reflect upon yourself. And then I share some of the pages that I've made from some of these activities. That's my rebel muse. Don't tell me what to do. That's what she always says. Don't tell me what to do. There's an activity in here called your Council of Critics. I wish I could have gotten a bigger picture in the book, but here is actually the page. And this is my Council of Critics that I wanted to share with you. There's Little Sage. She's not a critic. She's just scared of everything. She's just like, can you leave me alone and let me read my book, please? So it says Little Sage prefers reading in her room, doesn't like to be center of attention. She'd prefer if I never did these live on Zoom things. That's what she would like. Then there's the intuitive writer, which essentially we each are our own intuitive writer. And she's just waiting for everyone to shut up. She would like everyone to shut up so she could just finish writing. And I put, it's me. I'm the intuitive writer, but I'll just be over here reading while these bozos are having their own noise over here. I've got my rebel muse. Don't tell me what to do. She's over everything and everyone. I've got fearful Fran. She's exhausted from worry. Bless her heart. She just wants to quit. She's like, worrying is so tiresome. There's Chaos Kathy. She might be my favorite. Okay. Chaos Kathy likes to gossip and she loves to stir the pot. She adds confusion. Chaos Kathy can smell confusion from like a mile away. If I'm confused, she's there instantly. And she's like, oh, how can I help you be more confused so you never write this book? Oh, that woman. Then I've got what about Wanda? She's the comparison queen. She worries about what everyone else is doing. So she's always reminding me, but what about, but what about? And then last but not least, we have nitpicking Nelly. She's the perfectionist. Need I say more? You could do it better. That's her. So, if you're ever curious of what's living in my head when I'm creating, it's this bunch of chaotic queens. And then here's little Sage, just like, I'd like to read a book. And then here's the intuitive writer going, I'd like to write a book. And then there's these bozos. But I love them because they're each a part of me and they each hold a job. And so in my book, that somehow I wrote, even with all this noise, uh, I inside this book, I talk about the different possibilities of who could be in your council. And I don't treat any of them like the enemy. I don't try to get rid of any of them. I just try to understand them. I try to converse with them. I try to send them on vacations or nap times or snack times so that I could actually get some things done. But honestly, like I cannot wait to see everybody's Council of Critics page. And you could do it obviously anyway. I just want to say this too. A lot of the writers that I work with say they don't identify as being an artist. We're all creative. You can define creativity any way that you want. I don't feel comfortable drawing like human figures at all, and I love collage. And so for me, most of my pages are all collage. And so maybe you enjoy drawing human figures and that feels good. But here's the thing, your council of critics may not even be humans. They could be anything. They could be animals, they could be like energy sources, like it doesn't have to even be humanized. But what I think is important is I think that we start recognizing whose voice is that? That's not my voice. Oh, it's Kathy. It's Chaos Kathy. She came to stir up some shit because that's what she loves to do. So then I go, okay, Kathy, I know what your mission is. I'm not up to that. I'm going to keep writing my book. But if I didn't take the time to acknowledge like who that voice was, whose voice that was, I would just sit in a place of like overwhelm. Like I can't write, I've got all this noise in my head, I'm just gonna quit, I'm just gonna stop. Instead, I'm like, apparently, this is my crew. And so I'm just connecting with my crew. And sometimes some of them are louder than others. Sometimes I don't see Kathy for a really long time, but it's like nitpicking Nellie's there. And, what about Wanda? She's there wanting to show me all the people who are so successful. Why am I not as successful as them? That's what Wanda wants to point out. So I'm just listening. I'm not trying to get rid of any of them. I'm just acknowledging like, oh, okay, what's your mission? Oh, you don't want me to make a fool of myself. Okay, I got you. I'm going to show up messy anyway, right? So we're not trying to get rid of stuff. When I see people promoting things like get rid of your overwhelm or take this workshop and you'll never have blah, blah, blah again, resistance. I'm like, that's BS. This is a part of who we be. And I think the goal is to just be aware, recognize it, and then do what you will with it. But I want to keep writing books. I want to keep painting paintings. I want to keep doing YouTube videos. So either I bring my crew with me or I quit. That's my option. Let's see. Jan, you said I have a council of muses, and somewhere around here I also created a council of critics and a small PDF I created a while ago, The Art of Letting Go. Yes, we all got them. But I guess the question is, are you listening to them in a way that you're just trying to gather information, not listening to them so that they're taking control? Be scared and do it anyway. Yes, that's one of my mantras. So, in the Explorer Journals workshop, which is going to be on July 7th, we are going to build a book using intentional creativity. And this book is to set you up to do the journaling and to do the create breaks that are in the art of intuitive structure. So in the art of intuitive structure, I recommend having like a companion journal. And so that workshop that I'm hosting, excuse me, is to guide you through building that. And it's not about doing the pages. You get to do your create breaks. But we're going to build the covers. We're going to set intention. We're going to infuse our energy in there. We're going to really think about like our writing project, whatever that is. And we're going to wake up a blank journal. And so it's going to be a 3 hour workshop. So you get a free ticket into that when you buy my book today and you email me a copy of your receipt or forward your receipt. And then I will add you into the group. And so when you leave that workshop, you're going to have a journal You're going to have a journal that is just for, like, I got a bazillion of these. And for those of you who are familiar with Cosmic Smashbooking, I'm a certified Cosmic Smashbook guide. It's going to be like that, but geared more towards what I've written about in the art of intuitive structure. So we'll be using an intentional creativity process. We'll be building the covers, but we'll be infusing it for your writing project. Um, let's see. And because it's so hard for me to keep juicy secrets, but I'm only going to plant just a little, I'm just going to drop a seed. I'm not going to tell you any more. You'll find out more at the workshop or when you watch the replay of the workshop or if you get my emails. There will be a book club. There will be a book club experience for the art of intuitive structure. It's not going to be like other book clubs. It's going to be totally different because could you imagine me just doing something regular? Like we're going to do a hands-on book club experience. We'll be working through some of the things together. So that's coming, but that's all I'm telling you. You already got more out of me than I even wanted to share, but I suck at secrets. If it was like an important secret, like I'd keep it, but I'm so excited. So first, let's start at the workshop. Let's build our companion books. Like I want to prepare you so that if you want to do the book club experience with me, you are ready to rock and roll. You got your book, you got your companion journal, and then we book club together over the summer because summertime. We read in the summer. That's what we do. Um, what time is the workshop? Girl, I think it's 10 to 1. I'll let you know. You're gonna get an email today. So if you bought the book, when you send me the receipt, I'm gonna add you to the list. You'll get the welcome email to the workshop. You don't have to buy my book to get into the workshop, but you can just pay for the workshop. It'll be $47, or you could buy my book and get a free ticket. It's kind of a no-brainer, but you make your choice. You make your choice. So let me look at my itinerary. I get excited. Hold that thought. Ba-ba-ba. Okay, last but not least, I'm gonna do a special raffle for those of you who stayed to the end. I see you. If you want to be a part of the raffle, put raffle in the chat box. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to collect your name. And the raffle is going to be surprise mail. I love that you're joining. You don't even know what you're getting. I love this. You don't even know what it is. You are my people. You're like, raffle, sign me. I'm laughing at the chat box. There's like, da 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 da. Oh, you all. I see you. So the raffle is I am going to put together, I'm going to curate a little package of goodies for your companion journal. So things to infuse into your journal. So it's going to be like a snail mail of a variety of things. And even if you don't come to the workshop, you make your own journal and you can use it for that. So whether you come to the workshop or not, I'm unattached. But Amy, you said we trust you. I love that. Especially we're circling back around to the trust. I love that. Okay, good. So I'll be putting all of this in a random winner picker, and then I'll let you know. Um, but I just wanted to do that for folks who came live and who stayed the whole time. I really appreciate you. Um, After this experience with me, with the book, with the prompts, with the tearing up the shoulds and making your symbol, what is one intention that you would love to carry forward with you from this experience? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. I'm thinking of mine. I am important too. Yes, you are. Trust myself to do what needs to be done. Yes. More courage to create, to schedule time for my book. Yes. Finish my 3 book series. Yes. Just focus on book one. Commitment to myself. Look, I can't help but coach. It's just ridiculous. Commitment to myself and my creative process. Yes. To buy the book and work through it. Yes. Living with more intention. Love that. Oh, you all are moving so fast. Hold on. This is great. Let's see, make creativity more of a priority. Yes. Trust myself. Try dictating intro. Yes. I'm going to stop sitting on my book and publish it. Yes. Start somewhere and let it flow. Trust in the process. I am a successful writer. Yes, you are. Listen to that inner knowing and take aligned action. I will take steps to embody being the doer in my life. Yes, we can be a beer and a doer. It's magical. Let's see. Trust my creative self. Yes. Schedule daily creative time. My intuition must be queen. Yes. You can finish and complete things. Yes. Hold on. Go over my half-done projects and pick one to focus on. Buy the book. Yes. Create and stick with a regular writing practice. Allow space for my creative joy. Sorry, emojis were covering that. Yes. Yes. Like what you want to do is important and it matters and it cannot come to life unless you give it energy. Like that's just not how it works and it deserves your energy. And be mindful about how much energy you got to give. It's just we can do like more than one thing at once, friends. We can't do like 25 things at once, right? We just got to pick like, what are the five things I can do at once? Because we also have non-negotiables in life. Some of us are parents or caregivers, business owners, or we're dealing with chronic illnesses, or, all the things. That's real life. That is absolutely real life. And I do believe we can do that and still show up for our creative selves. I really do. Um, Gina says, honor my creativity even in busy times. Yes, because look, life be lifing. If we're alive, shit's gonna be happening. So to wait for things to slow down is, I think, is a little self-sabotagey because things probably won't slow down because we're alive. Things are happening, and I'm so glad we're alive. So we're not finding time. We're not waiting for the perfect moment. We're not waiting things to be less busy. It's like the magic to me is being able to create even with the chaos. That's the magic. Okay, just get started. Yes. Yes. I'm so excited. Okay, so there's a link to purchase the book. I'm also going to send you an email. Because not everybody who signed up to be here could come, so I'm gonna figure out the replay, get you a link, send you links to do the things. Thank you. I was so scared 90 minutes ago. I was like, "Oh, I hope I don't barf. I'm just so scared." It's because I love this so much, and I think this is the most tender I've ever been in a book. This is the most that I've shown my heart in a creative project, and then I just like gave it to you. And I'm like, it's so terrifying, but I'm so excited because I think this is something special. I really do. And so I'm so thankful for each of you today. Like, I just can't say thank you enough. How much it means to me that you took time out of your lives to be with me, to listen to me read from the book, to do these activities, to share so vulnerably. Like, let today be day one of your next chapter, whatever that is. Today is your first day of some kind of newness that you're stepping into. Thank you, friends. I didn't puke, I know. Yeah, I held it together. All right, when I shut this down, I'm gonna go back and read all of your beautiful messages for me. I feel so complete. Thank you. Thank you for making this awesome. This was so cool. So I hope that it was cool for you too. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I could just talk all day, so I'm just gonna shut up. I'm gonna hit the X button. I'm gonna send you an email. Go get the book. I'll see you at the workshop. How about that? Okay, bye.